Hey guys, I'm Jackie Brubaker, host of the Love You Even More podcast. I'm an author, performer, producer, and Emmy Award winner. Each week, I bring on inspiring people and experts in their field to have powerful, motivational, and enlightened conversations about relationships, self-development, and how you can love yourself even more. Follow us for daily updates at Love You Even More podcast and at Jackie Brubaker on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. For more on myself and the podcast, including ways that you can love yourself even more, go to loveyouevenmore.com. Welcome, Lauren Germinario, to the Love You Even More podcast. Lauren is an executive business consultant and coach who specializes in human design. You guys, if you haven't heard about human design yet, today is the day that you're going to, and it's going to perhaps change your life. I am so excited about human design. I learned about it, I actually think, through you, Lauren. I think you were the one who was like, what's your type? And all of the things. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Human design, the only way that I can describe it, and of course, Lauren's going to tell you all about it. We're going to get all into my chart. But the way that I think, for if you've never heard it before, the easiest way to hear about it is it's kind of like an astrological chart, but not really. It's like kind of like, it's like in the family, but not astrological. So Lauren, welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm so glad to be here.
I'm so glad to have you here too. I have a feeling this podcast is going to be very popular because I'm telling you, human design, everybody's talking about it now. It's just gaining momentum. It's becoming this thing. Once you start learning about it, you're like, whoa, I need to know more. And this is so accurate. And it's helping me with my love life and my business life and my kids' life and everything. It's just really, really helpful. So first of all, tell people who you are a little bit more.
I am Lauren Germinario. I hail from Phoenix, Arizona. And in the capacity of what we're talking today, I am an executive business consultant and coach. And when people use the word consultant, it's like, what does that mean? I've taken like 16 years of corporate experience and entrepreneurship and kind of actually through human design, using my human design, figured out how I can best utilize my skill set with all the things that I'm curious about. So I primarily work with small businesses in various industries. Currently, I'm focused in hospitality, helping executives maximize and optimize themselves through human design and business. And then it will automatically help optimize the opportunity that they have with whatever their business is. So I do use human design in my personal life as a step parent, as a friend, in my business. And really what we'll focus on today, because it is a very big topic, is how human design helps you make aligned, or I'll also use the word correct, decisions for you. Because we're all unique, very unique. But there's the system of human design helps us kind of decode the way that we were created to make decisions. So I help with decision making at the basis of what I do as a consultant and coach is really help executives and entrepreneurs make aligned decisions.
And she does. I mean, we have been talking for a while now about some stuff that I'm going through, and it's really so clarifying. And it's amazing when you're like, wow, that is how I feel. That is how I function and make my decisions. And so let's start at the very beginning of what human design is. If someone was like just tuning in and they're like, I don't know what these girls are talking about. What is it? Because we know it's about making decisions and being more aligned, but what exactly is it? Like, kind of break it down so we can understand.
Yes. And I'm going to do my best. I was talking to my husband about this on our walk. I'm going to do my best to use normal language and not a lot of jargon. Human design has its own language, essentially, kind of like astrology. So if there's anything I say that you're like, what is that? Interrupt me.
I will.
Okay. So human design in its like real purpose is a system for knowing yourself. It gives you a map of who you're designed to be. And by map, I mean energy map. Everything in this universe, everything in the world that we know of is energy. And this is the energy map of you when you were born. So it is calculated on birth date, time, and location, similar to like a natal chart or your zodiac and things like that. There's a little bit of crossover, but this is really its own thing. It's based on a bunch of different things like astrology. It's similar to the chakras, the energy centers of the chakras. This is like a more modern or current version of that. There's something called the I Ching, which is a old Chinese system. It's kind of where we get the yin and yang language from. Kabbalah, there's a lot of mysticism in it. So it's kind of like a combination of all these things in engaging like the physics of our bodies in their energetic form. That may not mean anything to some of you listening, but that's like the all the different thoughts and systems that have gone into this. So the real magic of human design is that this is an experiment. And I'll use that term a lot. In the biology of it, our bodies basically not reproduce, but like our cells turn over every 7 years. So the idea is that it takes 7 years, quote unquote, to really embody your design. And what that means is it's an experiment in deconditioning. And deconditioning or deprogramming is a real buzzword for certainly like the trauma community, the therapy community. Our generations are really into this because we're realizing that, oh, we've been programmed to be a lot of the ways we are, and they just don't feel good anymore. And human design really helps us in that deconditioning. And it's a process of letting go of what we are not.
I love that.
And keep what works for you, leave behind what doesn't. So there's a lot of resonance here, which is also an energy term. As I'm speaking, and I know you've had this experience because you literally told me yesterday, it's like I'm just reflecting back what you're telling me. It's a process of listening and reflecting. And then just like tarot or astrology or anything, I'm learning the language and know how to read the chart. So I'm just reading it to you. I'm not actually like guessing or
right.
Like it's not a psychic.
Yeah. There's
like
no intuition.
There's no intuition to it. I'm just reading the chart. So that's kind of the general high level idea of it. And there's 5 types, like you'll kind of fall into these different categories that are not meant to tell you who you are. Kind of like people are like, oh, I'm a Libra, so I'm this.
Right.
Or, like it's not that. You can have identical twins with the exact same human design, and they will still manifest it differently. They'll be their own versions of that design. So this is not meant to be like a rule or a dogma. This is not a religion. It's barely even a lifestyle. It's just kind of a self-awareness practice.
I love self-awareness. So, okay. So what are the 5 types that people can fall into?
Sure. So these are energy types. And that means this is how whatever type you are, this is how your body is meant to use energy. So there are 5 types. There is a generator, a manifester, a manifesting generator, a projector, and a reflector.
Okay.
And all 5 have different ways that they use and create energy in some cases. And each type then has what's called a strategy and authority. And a strategy is, it's kind of like the way that you use your energy correctly. So I'm a generator, and it means that my job, quote unquote job, in my energy is to wait to respond to things outside of me. So I literally wait around and wait for things to respond to. And for my type, I will get a gut instinct, which only generator types have, that real gut instinct. It's talked about all the time. I used to coach, and I'd get so frustrated with people because I'm like, follow your gut, follow your gut. What does your gut say? And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And when I found human design, I was like, oh, they're not a generator type. Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. Anyway, so my job is to respond. So if I was sitting on the couch this morning and my friend Louisa texted me, she's like, hey, can you talk right now? I literally, when I read it, I will feel in my gut, yes or no. It's not in my head. It's in my gut. So that's my type. That's just an example. So a manifester like you.
That's me.
You're a manifester. Your role, I'll use role instead of job. Your role is to inform, initiate and inform, or inform and initiate. So you have an internal guide. You don't need external things to respond to. You get to wait to respond to your internal impulses or urges. And then your job is to use your authority, which I'll talk about next, to decide, is this yes or no, correct or whatever. And you initiate an action and you inform. So your job is to say, hey, people that this is going to affect, partner, whoever, job, whatever. Cats, you can inform your cats if you want.
Definitely for the cat. They're very curious. They want to know.
And you could say, I'm going to do a handstand in the living room. It could be, your urges can be anything. It's like, hey, partner, I'm going to do a handstand in the living room. Just ignore me. I just got to do it. I've had this urge for days. I'm going to do it. And then you do it.
And then you do it. Can I tell you what my urge was today?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm like a really healthy, clean eater, but today, and when you guys listen to this episode, it will not be today, but it is St. Patrick's Day. And I was like, you know what I want today? I want some corned beef and I want some potatoes and cabbage and a beer. And I got a chocolate donut because I'm like, I need something chocolatey, Guinnessy, whatever. And I sat and ate that so happily. Like, I have never been so happy to go buy food, bring it home, eat it, listen to great music. And man, it was blissful. I'm still happy because of it.
Yay!
But I think that's what you mean is you get this hit to do something. And then as a manifester, you go ahead and do it because it's the right thing to do.
Yep. And I have so many manifester friends, and once they get in tune with their urges, even as random as they can be,
like this one,
when you satisfy them, because you're programmed, all of us are programmed pretty much in this world right now to ignore that and just do what we're told. And that becomes a habit as an adult. But something inside of us, some version, inner child, whatever language you want to use, will always be pushing against it.
Yeah.
Always be pushing against it. So manifestors wait for their urge, then inform and initiate. And then we have our beautiful projectors, who their job is to wait for an invitation. And then our reflectors, mangens. I did generator, manifester. Manifesting generators are kind of a combination of both. They have to wait to respond and then initiate and inform.
Okay.
So they have an extra job. Those are our high energy multitaskers in the world.
That's not me.
And then our reflectors are the rarest type in the world. It's 1.6% of the world's population are reflectors. They're very, very special. And their job is to wait a lunar cycle, 28 days, to make big decisions. And then based on where the moon is, it kind of helps them understand how to make that decision. And obviously there's so much more to it, but those are the general types. And then that kind of explains what their strategy is. So it's like, okay, well, if all of us have in common the one thing we all have in common is we're meant to wait.
Mm.
And that is not what our culture wants us to do. We are these busybody, overstressed, burnt out people, right?
Right.
You hear me talk about waiting all the time. We are in constant communication. So it's like, well, what am I supposed to do while I'm waiting?
That's the question. What I can just hear people listening going, wait, how am I supposed to like sit here and wait for either my gut to tell me or someone to invite me to do something when I feel like I need to do something? I mean, it could be really dire, like making split decisions about, something right that I need to make right now, or bigger and like I'm changing my career. What should I change it to? How do people struggle or like deal with the waiting?
So the waiting is definitely the most challenging part for people who are starting their human design experiment because it's so counterintuitive to how we are programmed.
Right. You're right.
And it's the first thing that I challenge people with is feeling what it feels like to wait, especially generator types and projectors specifically. You do have to wait as a manifestor, but your waiting is different because you're waiting on an internal cue versus external cues.
Yeah.
So while we wait, the strategy there is to seek out joy. What are you doing while you wait that makes you feel joy? And I use the word joy specifically because it is a high vibe, high frequency, emotional and energetic experience. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Abraham Hicks. I don't know if it's emotional, but like the vibrational emotions. I don't know. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it or go on Pinterest. But it's this range of emotions. It's a beautiful, colorful rainbow chart. But joy is one of the highest vibrations you can feel. It's like extra happiness. And a lot of us do not know what that actually feels like. Happiness, all these like real high pleasure sensations are fleeting, but so is pain and grief and all these things that just feel heavier. So while we're waiting, the goal is to seek joy.
Okay.
Seek joy and pleasure. And the way you know if you've actually achieved that also is attached to your type. So the way that you feel joy is going to be different than the way I feel joy as far as how we experience it. So that is called our signature. So it's a signature and not self. So it's like alignment or misalignment.
Okay.
So when a generator is aligned, when I'm seeking joy, when I've made a correct decision for me, I will feel deep satisfaction.
Okay.
And I call it delicious satisfaction because it's like a whole body experience for me.
I love that.
So when you are seeking joy while you're waiting, or you've made a correct decision, you will feel peaceful. Almost like blissful peace in it, like you were explaining when you followed the urge to go get all the food, like really full body peace.
I was very happy.
Yeah. So it's like, and that's a really good feeling. And when we're making aligned decisions, more often than not, what a life that feels like and what a life that could be, everything feels easier.
Right.
When you're seeking out that alignment and aligned decisions. So the other types, the projector, their signature is success. They will feel this like full body. Their joy feels like success. It's like that fuck yes energy.
Interesting.
And then we have our manifesting generators. They will also feel satisfaction and peace. It's like a balance of each. And there's kind of like a spectrum. There's a little bit different based on the chart. There's a little bit different ways or amounts that a manifesting generator will feel either satisfaction or peace. It's like a little spectrum they live on.
Yeah.
But they'll feel both. And then our reflectors, our unicorn reflectors, they will feel surprise, but like in the
Oh,
best way possible. Like I do personally know some reflectors, and when they feel this surprise, it's like someone threw them a surprise birthday party, and surprise birthday parties are their favorite thing in the whole world. Like it's
oh,
that level of like surprise and like, oh my God, it totally worked out.
yeah. Okay.
So that's kind of like the seeking of the joy.
Okay.
And so you do that while you're waiting, and it could be small things like I spent so much of January this year waiting. I sought out joy by reading. So I read like 13 books or something ridiculous in January, but I really enjoyed it, and it was very satisfying
Yeah.
for me to spend my time waiting on something to respond to by doing that. I've also been baking a lot, and I have a lot of plants in my apartment. So I've been spending time. I do research, like, it's like whatever you want to do,
You
you
know
should do while you're waiting.
what's so important about that finding your signature and finding your joy is that, like you said, we're so programmed to hustle, we're so programmed to work, 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 and not enjoy anything. And with this, it's literally forcing you to find your joy, even as busy, because I can hear like so many like moms or whoever just being like, I don't have time to find my joy. Like, how am I supposed to find my joy and then wait for something to happen? Like, I can't even imagine doing that. What would you say to someone like that? Because I can hear those people listening. I can hear them right now.
I immediately would be like, how does that make you feel?
Okay.
How does that busyness and that constant feeling of like lack or not enoughness, how does it make you feel? And based on your type, I can probably guess how that makes you feel. If
Okay.
you're a generator and that's the script you have going on for yourself, you're going to feel frustrated all the time.
Mhm.
And frustration is in your body, it's in your mood, it's in how you interact with people. Frustration means something very visceral to a generator type. So,
Right.
same with manifesting generators or man gens. They will feel frustrated.
Hmm.
They will also feel angry, like
Yes.
really sometimes scary angry on top of or in conjunction with their frustration. So
Mm.
manifestors like you, when you're stuck in that mindset mode, hustle, you're not resting, you're making decisions for other people, you're not considering yourself, all the scripts that I can hear everyone say, because I used to say them, you will feel so angry.
Yeah.
We talked about your anger yesterday. If you're
We
not
did.
if you're not getting it out of your body, because it's energy, right? If you've never even like talked to your anger, understood that you were angry, you have your whole life's worth of anger stored in your body,
Yeah.
and
That was such
that's so traumatic.
It's so traumatic. And, as adults, we have to find all these coping mechanisms to handle it. We can't just walk around like, angry all the time. And that's, like you said, again, this programming and conditioning to cope with it. That conversation, and we can talk more about my chart later, of course, but that conversation was so important to me because as a manifester, and those of you who are manifestors listening or who do your chart later and find out you're a manifester, I just don't get angry very often. But when I do, it is for a very real reason. And it could be with my love life, it could be with my career. But what you're saying, it is so real. It is such a visceral reaction that just doesn't, it's not like I just feel angry all the time. It's like so rare. And when it does come up, it almost scares me because I'm like, whoa. So, yeah, we talked a lot about releasing anger in order to find better alignments, which is all
Yeah.
about this. It's so interesting. Okay.
Let's see, who'd we forget? Oh, projectors, when
Yes.
they are unaligned, not seeking joy, using all those scripts, they're going to get bitter.
Oh, bitter
And
sucks. Oh,
bitterness is real specific for projectors. And if you're a projector and you're listening, or you don't even know you're a projector yet, and I will give you a tool to go run your chart. Um, as people are listening, your body is going to connect with some of these words. Like I can speak to someone without even running their chart. You start using certain language, they will tell you which one they are. If you say bitterness to a projector, they know what you're talking about.
Okay, so what does that mean when it's bitterness for a projector?
Bitterness for a projector is, I mean, like I'm not a bitter person, so I didn't really understand what it was. But both of my sisters are projectors. So when I really
Like,
think
I'll
about
tell you.
it, it's like not being able to let things go or holding grudges is a really like common bitterness behavior or feeling, getting stuck on something, feeling like things aren't fair. Those types of things can feel like bitterness. But the fact that you and I don't really know what that feels like specifically, that's not our theme there. Yes, it's not for us.
Right.
And then for our reflectors out there, it's called a not self theme, but their unaligned decision making or not seeking joy is disappointment. And we all know what disappointment feels like, but for a reflector, it's like, again, a visceral in their body disappointment. So it is different for everybody, but those are called your themes. So your signature and your not self themes. So your alignment or unalignment. Okay. And then the final piece of like the 101 human design is our authority, which is the piece that helps you understand how you're supposed to make decisions. So there are, again, categories here. And this is probably like the next hardest thing that people come across in their first part of their experiment. And we've talked about authority quite a bit, and we have friends that we talk about this. And your authority is how you're designed to make decisions. It will keep you aligned with your right path. It'll keep you aligned with that signature of peace or satisfaction, etc. And when you practice your strategy and authority together, the world literally feels like it's falling into place. It really releases all the tension and the resistance that we constantly live with.
Right.
And we've gotten used to from a very young age because, you know, we were parented as our parents were parented in most cases, and not parented for the individual humans that we are. And my husband and I do use this in parenting our kids, and it's a real trippy experience, honestly, to engage with your children knowing that they are autonomous humans and they might have traits that they inherited from you, or in my case, I'm a stepmom. They could pick up traits or behaviors from me, but they are their own person having their own unique experience. It has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
And treating them like that and parenting by their design has been such a cool experience and really shed a hard light on how we were parented the way our parents were parented. And now we have a whole generation of millennials and Gen Xers who are reparenting themselves in real time. Absolutely. And a lot of us hit this right around 40. And there's lots of human design reasons for that, which are another whole conversation.
Oh, but I did not know about this, but it is true.
Yes, it is. You know, like the midlife crisis, that's real. That's an astrological thing.
That's a real thing. It is.
That's a real thing. Well. Saturn returns, like all these terms are coming up in like culture now. But yeah, we're hitting what's called our Uranus return at 40. Okay. And there's, you know, Google it if you're curious. I also love Chani Nicholas. She's my like astrology guru that I love to follow. I have her app. She has great resources on that too. And as you're doing your experiment in human design, all these other things you've kind of grown up with and heard peripherally is going to mean something different to you because all of a sudden it's applicable.
Absolutely.
It's really cool. Okay, so authority. this is my favorite part because decision making is something that's just not talked about enough. Everyone wants a solution really quickly,
Yeah.
and we're willing to spend so much money buying other people's success stories and assuming that if we do it the way they do it, it'll work for us. And that is
Absolutely.
just categorically untrue in every single case. Even
Absolutely.
if I was selling what worked for me as a generator, it is not necessarily going to work for another generator, even if our charts are very similar, because it's the differences that make the biggest, you
Mhm.
know, difference, I guess, for lack of a better word. So the main thing with decision making is your mind is not your authority. And authority, again, is how to make decisions. So we in our culture are very up in our heads.
Yeah.
Spin out. We have, I'm not a psychologist. I have spent a decade in therapy. I've read a lot of books and I have a lot of like knowledge. But there's this idea that like our minds are supposed to know and we're supposed to know things. And if I just think about it and da 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 da, we spin out. Some people have this experience more than others. That is also visualized in human design. But your mind is not an authority. It is not supposed to make decisions. Your mind is the passenger.
Okay.
And your body is the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what chakra it would be. It's called the G center in human design. It's like your identity center. But like literally throat down is where all of your decisions will be made.
Okay. So just not your brain, guys. Not your brain.
Not your brain. Not your brain. And not even like your perspective of the world.
Okay.
Because some people have more fixed perspectives. Some people don't. That's also in there. But literally throat down is where all of your decisions are made. Everything above your throat, passenger.
Okay.
Sometimes it sounds like a peanut gallery. Sometimes it sounds like a really pissed off youth soccer team in the back seat. Like it can get real loud up here for a lot of people. I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
And through my design experiment, I have really had a really good experience getting a hold of like my anxiety. And specifically my anxiety. I have ADHD, but with my design experiment, relying on my authority, I've been able to make more aligned decisions and take it out of my brain and my head and bring it down into my body. So that's like the first thing we like to remind people that start spinning out, or friends of mine that call and they can't make a decision. They don't know what to do. And I'm like, can you get into your body below your throat? Like, what are you feeling in your body? What do your toes feel like? Like there's body scan meditations and all of that. It's a really good way to like get into your body. So once you're in your body, you can use your authority always. It is a fail-proof test. You will make an aligned decision if you use your authority, period.
Mm-hmm.
And there are variations on each authority. Like obviously, if you need to decide what to eat and you're a reflector, you're not going to wait 28 days to decide what to eat. It's like this exists in real life. Again, I'm talking about a very small part of a very large system.
Yeah.
But this is like an essential part of human design. So it keeps you moving towards alignment. It makes life easier. You can relax about, the obsession we have about making the right decision.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you use your authority over time, you'll be able to trust it and you'll be able to use it faster. It's kind of like a Google Maps of alignment.
Okay.
Because if you take a wrong turn on Google Maps, it'll recalculate. If you make an incorrect or unaligned choice in in your life, your human design will be like anger, frustration, bitterness. It's like a cue. It's like, why is this not working? Rawr. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Did I wait for an urge and then inform and initiate? My husband and I, whenever I start spinning out, he asks me very kindly, what are you responding to? And I'm like,
That's huge. Oh my
Yes.
God. And that really does put you in your body and not so much your brain, because you're like, what am I responding to? Where is it hitting in my body? That's
because your brain actually can't respond to anything.
Okay. Right.
Your
Your
brain just
nervous system.
exists. It's a processing database of information.
Mhm.
Um, it's a supercomputer. But it's the supercomputer has to have a user. Your body utilizes that information. It's meant to be a reference point. It's not meant to be the driver.
Wow, that is such a good way of putting it because our nervous system is driving us. It is our original brain. That
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And in human design, again, another conversation, we have awareness centers. Like our spleen center is our oldest awareness center. It's like our reptilian brain, and that's in your body. It's not up here.
Yeah.
For example, your emotional center is an awareness center. Your emotions create awareness. I like to say everything is information
Hmm.
and there's no morality. I intentionally do not use right and wrong when I'm talking about decision making. I use correct or incorrect for you, aligned or unaligned, because there's no morality in any of this.
Yeah.
Because
That's
what is correct for you may not be correct for me, and that doesn't make it good or bad. It just makes it correct for you and not correct for me. So
right.
there's a lot of compassion and self-compassion and empathy built into this practice and this experiment.
Amazing. I think it's so fascinating. I really, really do. I know in my chart, I'm very spleen centric. And I was like, I
Mhm.
don't even know where my spleen is. I don't even know what it does. Is it real? Like, because if people hear spleen, they're like, what?
Well, your
S-
spleen is how you make decisions, so it's your authority. I'm not going to list all the authorities because we'll get in the weeds.
yeah,
But I will share some resources at the end. But yeah,
perfect.
that makes sense because your spleen is how you're supposed to make decisions. So you notice your authority, you listen to it or not, you observe the results, and then I like to ask people to track it because this is how you kind of get used to using your authority.
Yeah.
Um, so yes, you have a splenic authority. Your spleen is what kind of gives you that intuitive hit, for lack of a better word, of whether or not you're making the right decision or not.
And am I going to actually feel it in my spleen or how does that work? Do you physically
So
feel it?
not necessarily. I splenic authority. So manifestors and projectors can have splenic authority. And I know people in both types that have it. Like one of my projector friends says that she literally gets like a tingle on the back of the right side of her neck.
Right.
Or, some people like will feel what they think is a gut instinct, like one of my clients, but he's a splenic projector. But so he feels something in his like general gut area. It's not his
Yeah.
sacral, which is the true generator gut response, but he'll feel it. And I'm like, does it feel like someone's kicking your kidneys or it like, where is it? And he's like, yeah, it's kind of like that. So
Wow.
like, it can be like a sensation. It can be a physical, like feeling. It can be, like sometimes we confuse thoughts with sensations. Like you just know, oh, I just know. Well, you don't know up here. You actually know in your body.
Right.
So it can feel different for everybody. That's why, honestly, splenic authorities like yours are sometimes the hardest ones to connect with.
Hmm.
And it takes a lot of like being very in your body and awareness of your body to start feeling or hearing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's different for everybody.
Right. Because I think, my gut is very strong. My head is very strong too, but my gut is stronger. And I know physically I will start to actually be sick in my gut when something is wrong. Like it is without a doubt, there's nothing wrong with me. It is just my body responding. And, when I was going on first dates, I would literally just wait to see what my body would react to this new person in the first few minutes of meeting them. Cause I'm like, well, it'll tell me. And,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it is immediate, which you always get your stranger danger immediate reaction. But, you know, as time goes on with anyone that we meet, whether we're working or in relationship or friends or whatever, your body is telling you. And for me, yeah, you're right. If I'm splenic, it is definitely in my gut because that is where it lives. And it's different reactions physically for different things. I feel like, and I don't know if this is true of everyone, but I feel like my physical reaction uh, has actually changed in the last few years, like since the pandemic. It's a different physical reaction than it ever used to be with like high levels of stress or anxiety.
Yeah, that totally tracks. And the more aware you become of it, the more clear it will be. And the other thing is all of our bodies only exist in the present.
Yes.
So like we hold all the tension and stress and trauma in our bodies from the past, but we only experience it in the present moment. And
Right.
our bodies don't exist in the future and they don't exist in the past. They only exist now. So specifically for splenic authority, everything about the spleen is right now. So
Right.
if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it. You'll miss the cue.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's quiet and it's just like no, we don't want to do that. But if you miss it and you're not in tune with your body, you're not going to hear it. And most people will go then make the decision with their head.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a real, like, again, body awareness practice specifically for the splenic authorities, but really for everybody.
Amazing. All right. What comes next?
That's the high level.
Okay.
Like, let's just, plant some seeds of curiosity for people.
Love.
If you've listened this far and you're like, okay, what's my type? You can go to mybodygraphs.com and we'll put this somewhere, show notes or something.
It'll be in the show notes, everything.
It's a free website. You just put your email and you create an account, but you run your chart. You need to know your birthday, birth time, and location. And it'll pop up. It'll look nothing like you've seen before. It's a lot of information, but in the portion that's called information, it will tell you your type, strategy, and authority. There's a lot of information out there on this stuff. The person I'm doing human design school with, where I'm getting certified to give readings and learning this whole thing, her account is Sort of Spiritual. Her name's Katie Irvine. She's amazing. She was on my podcast.
Nice.
That I used to have. That's how I found human design a little over 2 years ago. So I'm 2 years into my experiment. She's a great resource. And then Karen Curry Parker is my other favorite resource. She has been in human design for the longest amount of time. This system kind of came into awareness in the late 70s. So it hasn't been around for a long time, but it's been around. It came right when it was supposed to.
Yeah.
As far as like into the awareness. So that's like the least, those are the good resources for like the least amount of confusing or like really in-depth information. And then of course you can reach out to me on Instagram. It's my full name, Lauren Germinario. It is a private account. But if you follow this podcast and you request me, then I'll know that's how you found me and I will accept it.
Perfect.
And I am offering free readings right now because I'm practicing with my certification. So
get in now, guys, because she's really
slide into my DMs.
Slide in.
Probably be doing free readings for like the next month or so. And then, I'm not going to get paid for this information. But those are some like starter resources if you're curious.
I love it.
But it's so cool. It totally changed my life.
It's so amazing. I feel like I just have learned so much more about myself when we've worked together, and there's still so much to learn about human design. It's something that if you are interested in learning more about yourself and just making better decisions, it is something amazing to just dive into. And it's really great to do it for the people that you love and figure out their types and how do they relate and how do they function and how you two can function better together. It's just also like, it wasn't you, but we've talked about this, like to know your kids' types and how they work is so different, like you were mentioning, than the way our parents parented us. And I think that's a huge tool. So it really is perfect and works for so many different people. especially if you're just really interested in getting to know yourself better and just evolving.
Yeah, I like to say that it's part of my, I'll call it an obsession because it's totally part of my design to have that. It helps me love the people I love the way they need to be loved.
Yes.
And it helps me love myself the way that I need to be loved. That I've discovered so much about myself through my human design, and specifically like who I am and what's my purpose and how to get unstuck. Like it's all in this system for you. Eventually I'll be giving, it's part of, you'll see it when you run your chart. It's called your incarnation cross. That's kind of like your quote life's purpose. And it's like how you use all the things in your chart to accomplish something. And it's not as specific as like, you should be a lawyer. It's just like these types of activities or this way to use your skills will bring you this feeling of, your highest level of alignment, satisfaction, etc. I've literally changed my entire corporate structure, my entire career towards that, and everything is happening. Like it's like I'm manifesting it in the way that we think we manifest things. Not, that's not true. The culture does not really understand manifesting, but it just releases all the tension and the blockages and all of that. Just let your energy flow. Mm-hmm. And absolutely in relationships, it can be the thing that unlocks the real chemistry between people. Because we're all circuitry. Like your energy with me has to do with our human designs and how it interacts with each other. It's just so magical. So
it is magical, and you
get curious, magical. Y'all get curious.
Totally get curious. Lauren, thank you so much for coming on. All the stuff will be in the show notes, guys. Go click on everything. Go start learning. And let us both know in our DMs. Just slide in and just let us know how it's working for you if you've tried it or if you reached out to Lauren.
Yes, please do.
All right. Thank you so much, hon.
Thank you so much. Happy human designing.
Thanks so much for listening to the podcast. Remember, sharing is caring. Make sure to rate the podcast and leave a review. We really rely on this to help get the podcast out there.